Hi. Hi, guys. Why? It's 9:30 on 11/21, 2023. That is I think it's Tuesday today. Yeah, it's Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. And you're watching Skycat Live. Today, we will be doing the same thing we did yesterday, which is WoW Classic Hardcore, FFXI Horizon, and EVE Online, and the MMO lifestyle. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love that sound. So, gonna get to it. Just gonna do some gaming today. Been at it pretty long. Had a long day. Oh, hey, I'm unlisted, huh? That's cool. Why did you just straight up go against my settings? That's fun. Thanks, YouTube, for being a piece of shit who can't even get a setting right. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks for going in the intro for being a failure. Nice, yeah. There you go. Pretty cool how I set my stream to public and it just reset me back to private. Imagine if I had just gone the 14 hours without realizing that YouTube was incompetent and lost 14-hour session because YouTube is a liar. It says to you, yeah, you're public when you're not. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Gonna play some EvE, some FFXI, and some WoW today. We're level 17 on WoW Hardcore, and we're rested. And we're going up, and we're about as far as we've ever been. Going human was the right thing to do because I don't feel like my racial is useless. And yeah, it was it's a good session. So here we go. I hope you guys enjoy. I know I will. And let's get to it. Let's do the MMO lifestyle. There we are. And there we are. Also. Cool. There we go. Right at me. Oh, hey, number 2. What's up? How you doing? Hope you're having a good was it Tuesday? Hope you're having a good Tuesday evening. And how you doing? Always a pleasure. I'm about to get to it. Just fired up the video, got all the stuff out of the way. It only took about 2 or 3 minutes this time. Doing pretty good. Let's go buy stuff. Let's buy stuff for my rogue. That's always fun. So the bracers are pretty shit. So let's go see that. Usable. Sort by level. Yep, search. Bristle bark bindings with agi on them for 70 silver. Nature's Wrath, Owl, Intellect, Owl, Spirit, Stam. Ugh, even those are really, really expensive. Bracers are a fuck move. Like, look at this stupid shit. I'm inclined to just take those because they're cheap. Because it's still an upgrade compared to... Yeah, why does everything but agi, like, fucking cheap? So stupid. Anything with agility at all. I don't care. Anything. Ugh, inscribed leather bracers, prospector's cuffs. But oh man, why are those so expensive? Owl, owl, eagle, whale, healing, intellect, owl, monkey. Anything with agility on it is actually super fucking rare. I didn't know. Well, it looks like we're blowing almost all this money on bristle bark bindings, which is unfortunate. But I mean, they're a lot fucking better than what I'm wearing. I don't know. Maybe I better wait on that. Yeah, everything else has agility, but yeah, those bracers are just bad news. Let's look at the belt. Excuse me. This Black and Defias belt is going up for cheap here in a minute. Well, not cheap here, but It's still not what I'm looking for, though. That is not what I'm looking for. Anything monkey, anything agi at all is just so expensive. It's ridiculous. Actually, I don't mind that rigid belt to defense. It's still not really what I'm looking for, though. Bandit, Cinch of the Owl, Whale, Owl, Arcane Wrath, Boar. Whale, Owl, Wolf. There's my bracers. No, sorry, there's my belt. That's a good belt. We're going to take that guy. Actually, let's just see what else is here, though. Bandit, Cinch of the Wolf. Bandit, Cinch of Defense. It's Murloc Scale Belt with 3 agi on it as opposed to, yeah, that, which is 46 silver. This is 33. It has better armor. Yeah, they're about the same, really. This one's just as good and just as reasonable of a purchase. We're looking at this Murloc Scale Belt. We're definitely going to buy that, but we're hoping for a cheap one. Prospector Sash doesn't do it for me. Anything cheaper. Eagle, Intellect, Whale, Falcon, and the Inscribed Leather Belt. Yep, so, yeah, so we're looking at this guy here for 46, or the Murloc for, we're going to go cheaper, so 33 silver for the Murloc Scale Belt. We'll take that. That's a good purchase. Take a look at feet. Agile boots. I like seeing that, but let's start at the top here. Need the armor. Intellect, Spirit, 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 Intellect, Spirit. See, all the agi stuff is just sold out. Gorilla's close, but not quite. Owl, Stamina. Stamina isn't that bad. Stamina's cheap. It's definitely better than what I've got. So we might buy those rigid moccasins of stamina, but we're looking for agility here. Any agility. There's rigid moccasins of the wolf, but they're too expensive. There's some agility, but there's agile boots, and they're really good. There's our investment, but so we're looking at these agile boots. We're definitely going to buy those. They're 44 silver for the cheapest set. We're definitely going to buy that before it gets sold out. And there's our purchases for last night's money cycle. Got 2 pieces out of it. Got stronger. Gained like 8 agility for gold, which is a good improvement, you know. I'm learning that the way that I always play WoW is actually technically the best way to play WoW, which is stay away for leveling anyways. Stay away from dungeons. Get your gear off the auction house. Sell your leveling goods. Grind while you're leveling. Sell the goods for the gear, and then you never even have to enter a dungeon at all, and you're still as geared or more geared than most people. If you let the auction house be your dungeon, you'll do better than letting the dungeons be your dungeon, is what I'm trying to say. Like, let the auction house be your dungeon. Shit, I forgot that I have to train lock picking, and also I have training coming up too, so now I have to basically go back to wherever it is I can get money and not die, which is Defias Pillagers, I think. I don't know, but I definitely have to go somewhere where I can grind. I could just keep leveling. I think leveling is the best money, really. So where did we come this way? We're going to the rogue trainer. I'm so sick of the city music and Stormwind. I can't even do it. Okay, let's go see what's going on in the world today. Disturbing Twin Flames universe cult scandal. Matt Rife, Andrew Tate. Not again. Guess whose fault? Oh, Emmy died. Yeah, it's probably like 80% Miz. Yeah. Is Google hurting their competition? Did YouTube just break the law? The small town with a big missing persons problem. Blue Ridge Mountains in South Carolina. Yeah, I've heard of Walhalla. Yeah. I think it was okay. It was like 2 stars. I don't regret watching it, sure. Okay, of these, we'll do the daily Philip DeFranco. Which, man, if he's doing half an hour each day, he's gonna be the richest man on the internet. He's smart. He's smart. I'm doing 12 hours a day, but the difference is my interest is video games. His interest is the world. He'll do a lot better than me. Here's Morgan versus Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. Why does he always look like he's about to be in a fist fight? It's so weird. Poor moms and their kids. The horrifying cults masquerading as a program to help you find your soulmate. We're talking about all that and so much more in today's extra-large Philip DeFranco show. You daily dive into the news, but quick reminder, right now over at beautifulbastard.com, we got a brand new drop to drop, and our Black Friday Cyber Monday sale is live now. Which means not only is the new drop coming in at 20% off, the stuff that was already on the site, some of it is going for up to 75% off right now. We've got certain items and sizes selling out, so jump on this while you can. Links down below. With that said, we got a lot of news to talk about today, so let's just jump into it. Starting with, I've got one question for you. Are you struggling to find the love of your life? Do you swipe and swipe on Tinder, then Bumble, then no? Because you hit rock bottom. No, I'm not. I'm struggling with the fact that I found the love of my life. I was living with the love of my life. We were happy despite being poor. And we had a big, bright future together. Then a man beat the shit out of me 15 times. I put him in jail. He stepped to her, got in her face, and threatened to fucking slit her throat if she didn't fucking leave me and get the fuck out of there before he killed her. So that's what she did. That's what I would do. And he was serious, and she was serious, and I was serious. It doesn't really matter. That's what happened. So, no, I'm not looking for that anymore. I saw what happened when I did go looking for it. Mankind, humanity is what happened when I found, finally, the love of my life. Humanity happened, destroyed it all, threatened to kill her. I had to put him in jail. And, yeah, for no good reason at all. A reoccurring theme. No good reason at all. I lost everything. And reoccurring theme. No good reason at all. Didn't cross him. Didn't do anything at all. Just a crazy psycho fucking piece of shit. Deserved to spend a life in jail, I think. And, you know.
You look like the type I should watch my coin purse around.
Yeah, that's
something I can help you with.
That's about right. And so no, I don't go searching for the twin flame anymore. I saw what happened the minute that I got it. The second that I got it, I worked so hard for years. I begged and cajoled and like worked and slaved away and tried to get it. Every word, every poem, everything. I worked so hard on that relationship. I really liked it. We really liked it. And the place we were in was dark, but the relationship wasn't. And then a man tried to kill me, threatened to kill her, went through our lives, attacked me with a circular saw, went to jail for 2 years. And yeah, so kind of like, yeah, it's cool if you have your wonderful, wonderful love relationship in the David Koresh compound, but they still burned it. The government still burned my relationship at the end. Not the government, but the people and the government. The person, the guy, he burned my compound at the end. It didn't really matter whether I found love or did legit or any of that other stuff. He burned my compound at the end. Fuck him. And that was the lesson that I took away from him: is never try again if that's what's going to happen. If you
for just a few coin, my griffins can get you there faster than
if you do nothing wrong. If you play your cards right, you work really hard, you legitimately push, you accept the person in your life, they're living with you and all this stuff, and the future's looking bright despite how dark it is. That's when the man tries to murder you, attempts to kill you, and scares the living shit out of her like a horror movie. It goes to jail for 2 years. That's when, and this is why I don't want another relationship, and I don't want to ever try again. Is when you get there, right there in the home stretch, humanity shows up with a flamethrower and burns everything that you've got. And it's always happened too. This is all not that particular thing. That was the worst one, but it always does sort of happen like that. Somebody steps in, the system, your family, somebody steps in and destroys everything that you just worked for years. Maybe it's the person themselves. That happened once. Maybe after 3 years, the girl themselves destroys it. It doesn't matter what it is. I learned a long time ago, after like 7 of these motherfuckers, 7 of them. One of them I tried to kill myself afterwards and was unsuccessful, thank God. Is, no. The answer is no. No, I don't want it. No, I don't want to take the chance. No, I saw what happened when I did it the most clean and the most nice and the most carefully and the most care, just like the most care in the world. I tried and I did everything I could. And I gave everything that I had, every cent, every dollar, everything I had. And it didn't matter. In the end, humanity will come in and burn it down with a flamethrower. For no reason. Doesn't matter what happens to your life. Doesn't matter if they go to jail. They're still gonna destroy your life and burn whatever it is you attempt to fucking produce. So now I'm just like, no. You can watch my shit through YouTube. No, I'm not going to ever have a relationship again. No, I don't really trust anybody. And no, I know what happens at the end. The government comes in and burns your relationship or whatever you built, your business or whatever the fuck it is, with a flamethrower to the fucking ground. That's a recurring thing that happened to me like 7 times. This newest one, yeah. It's I'm pretty bitter and angry and stuff because I kind of am. I have more reason than most to hate the orcs that are the government. You know, I fear the government more than like the LOTR version of orcs with blades and painted faces and stuff. I would rather fight orcs than the government. I think it would be a lot more honest and a lot more fair, and a lot more like real. And so, yeah, after watching people and the government and everything torch everything and everything I ever built, yeah, never again. I can build something that doesn't rely on other people or anything to do with people, their approval or their money or their image or their kibitzing or their fucking interference or manipulation or their torching you at the end or you know, you're 98% of the way through the run and you're going into your front door and that's where the man with the flamethrower is to burn your fucking relationship and the love of your life and everything you ever knew and cast you out into the streets to die for no reason whatsoever. And that's happened to me so many times now that I'm just too smart. I'm just too intelligent to try and do it again. There's just no fucking way. I'm not ever putting myself in that fucking situation. Sure, love is good. Love is great. Love is the only thing I really believe in. But every time I've ever chased it, doom and death and attempted murder and darkness and loss and poverty and problems, threats and attempted murders and all this stupid shit for what? For no good reason at all. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm old enough to let it go, you know?
I'm ugly. Schmucks only to spend hours messaging people you don't vibe with. Well, I've got fantastic.
Yeah, like, no. I did that for a little while, yeah, from when I was like 28 until I was like 33, but no, I haven't been on a dating app in 7 years, and I don't want to. I saw where it led. I saw how the people acted. I saw what they did and what they did to torch me for no reason. They see that you're happy and you're just trying to truck along and live your life, and they throw a spoke in that wheel, an explosive, detonating like stick in your wheels. It blows up your spokes and it blows your crotch apart, and you're flying through the air, and you're like, why did I get on the bicycle in the first place?
Dude is paying thousands of dollars to the second coming.
Yeah, you're like flying through the air. That's how love is. It's like you're riding down the fucking road on a bicycle, and you're the bicycle and the person's riding you, or you're riding and the person's the bicycle. However you want to view it, it's like a symbiotic relationship. You're both riding each other down the road. And that's when the people with the blowtorches show up and they start burning you and trying to kill you or trip you up and shove explosive devices into your wheels. So when the explosion goes off, it flips you up in the air like that movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And you're flying through the air and you're seeing the ground coming at you. And you're like, why did I get on this bicycle? Why did I try? I knew what was going to happen when the humans were involved. Why did I try?
Help you find your twin flame. Yeah, this definitely.
Yeah, your twin flame. Yeah, more like, yeah, burn you with 2 flames at the end. Yeah, until you're on fire and torched and a smoking fucking carcass in the middle of the street. Yeah, twin flames, as in like two flamethrowers. Yeah.
A bizarre new age cult with its own 3-part docuseries on Netflix. I mean, don't be silly.
Love is a blood sport. I didn't really understand it, but love is a blood sport, and it's not because of you and the person or whatever. It's because of everybody else. Love is a blood sport. It's disgusting.
Best friend.
It's not, the love is not disgusting. I'm talking about the fact that it's a blood sport is fucking disgusting, and that's the problem with it. It's not that it's not good, or that I shouldn't aspire to it, or it's not the greatest force in my life. Love. It's that it always entails some kind of attack or problem or failure or even just a long, slow, boring road to the end. There's always some problem with it.
This person was designed for you by God.
No.
And you were designed for this person.
No.
By God. To be your eternal companion.
No.
That is Jeff and his
No.
twin flame.
No, you want to know who your soulmate is? It's whoever you're in love with at the moment. That's who your soulmate is. It can change. They say it does change every 7 years, no matter what. You basically change so much that you're just not the person that either was in love with that person or whatever. It's kind of crazy. What I do believe is constant static change, and I realize that's like a fucking, what's the word, contradiction there. But I mean, it is constant static change, which is like definitely a misnomer, but it does describe what I'm talking about. You are always changing, and that part of changing is always constant, so it doesn't change. Is that you're always changing. So like, yeah, this thing about like, yeah, take a swing, go find your twin flame or whatever the fuck. Nah, for about 7 years, you might get lucky and you might really love the person. And by the end of the 7 years, you guys might change where you might still be compatible. And at the end of the 14 years, you're going to have to re-examine again or whatever the fuck. And every 7 years, you're a different person. And did that person like flex in a way where they were still around you? And by the 21st year, 21st year, by the 21st year, I would say the chances of you being as close as you were the first 7 years is basically zero. So I actually sort of believe when it comes to love in like a 7-year deal, where if you had that wonderful 7 years, great, that's almost like a generation of love that you had. It's like a generation almost. It's a really long time. It's, that's great. And maybe you stretched it out. Maybe you were happy with each other your whole lives and you were that devoted and that it was that easy for you. But in the end, I think after even 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, that person's going to re-examine, and so are you. And this is the nature of human beings. Everybody lies. Everybody has issues. Everybody's got psychological issues. Everybody's damage is what's the word? Perpendicular to yours, but it's not yours. It's never the same damage as yours. So you're also like fencing with broken swords, if that makes sense. And I learned that if you even get a few years, that is a blessing that you should be happy about for the rest of your fucking life. I was happy to get the time that I did with that person before the world stepped in and set us both on fire and burned us for no good goddamn reason at all. Neither one of us crossed anybody at all. We were heads down. We were nesting. You ever been in that fucking phase? We nested back and we spent like 10 months with each other and just each other. That was it. It was like Yoko and fucking John. Like we just spent 10 months with each other in the same room. We loved each other. We really did. And then the world came in with flamethrowers and just burned us. And that's been usually the experience for me. And I keep chasing it, believing it that it's like the greatest drug ever made or the greatest asset ever made or the greatest value you could ever get. Love, love. And I like chasing it. I believe in love and I do love people and I am a very loving person. But I've learned, everybody like that Beck song. Everybody's got to learn sometime. Everybody's got to learn sometime. They put that in that movie. What's that? Oh God, I really love that fucking movie, but I can't think of it. It's Charlie Kaufman. But yeah, whatever. I'll think of it. But yeah, and so now I don't want to try again. I don't want to try again. I don't think there's going to be some savior woman. I don't think there's going to be another time. Not for me. Now, other people are blessed and lucky, but I don't ever want to be around humans ever again, because when I was in love, they came with flamethrowers and torched it. So now I don't ever want to be around humans again, so I will never see love again. That's okay. It was such a good 20 years, 25 years, well, like 27 years I had love in my life, and I have it still with my family or whatever. But I'm saying for 27 years I had romance in my life. Till the flamethrowers and the shitheads who want to fuck everything up with their retardation got a hold of it so many fucking times that I just don't ever want to engage again. The possibility for harm is far too high. I have some trauma around this, and I've tried and tried, and I do not believe it is feasible. No, after years of watching it carefully, understanding what it was going to be, even if I'm like cut off from the fucking world, I am positive something catastrophically bad will happen, because it's never not happened. Never not. I'm talking catastrophically bad. Girl shaved her head bald, or somebody ended up in jail, or something. You know, it's just never been that easy for me. It's never been, oh, we can just love each other for a few years and just live with each other and have a nice relationship like everybody the fuck else. There's always some fucking jail charge, or some dude who tried to kill us, or the government stepped in, tried to throw me in jail again, or some other stupid ass outside goddamn fucking influence fucks me over really bad. You know? And so I've learned to just not like open the doors. Do not set yourself up on the pedestal. Do not try. Like I don't believe. No. And it's not because I don't love the woman, or I don't want them, or that I wouldn't be with them for the rest of my life, faithful, and live in this house or that house or whatever the fuck, and forever do us part, or whatever the fuck, or whatever, or even like an open relationship. I don't care. Whatever it is, don't care. I've been in all of it. I'm open to anything, but it doesn't matter. Men with fucking with fucking flamethrowers will come in and burn it down in the end. If you are happy, the humanity will see that, and they will come and they will torch it. Look at what happened to Roman Polanski, Sharon Tate. Look at what happened to Sid and Nancy. Look at what happened to Kurt and Courtney. Look at what happened to John and Yoko. The great loves of the last 5 generations were all like literally shot with high power rifles, or were like essentially murdered or kibitzed or something, you know, murdered or kibitzed or something. This is going to kill me. No. Ooh, I like that gambling. It's kind of like thrilling to me. Don't aggro me. Don't aggro me, I will die. I need food, and I didn't give myself any. Yeah. And so why would I do that again? It's not that people haven't been successful with it. And I've noticed that the more muggle they are, and the more suburban they are, and like the less interesting their lives are and stuff, the easier it is for them. The more intelligent the person is, the harder it is. Like, it's so hard for me to relax and trust somebody now. It's so fucking difficult. The likelihood of it is just zero. It took the last one 2.5 years before I would even let her in my life, much less do what we like engage in what happened. You know, like it was a beautiful thing what happened, but I don't you know, it's like it still took me 2 solid years to even let her in my life. Because I already felt that way before I met her. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Men with flamethrowers come in here and torch everything I've ever worked on, ever built. And I don't like humanity, and I'm not going to do this with them, and I'm not going to fuck around with them. I'm not going to do it with them. This is not This is not feasible for me.
See you later.
I get so angry. I'm like, yeah, nope. Yep, nope. And so this twin flame shit, yeah. Yeah, I believe it exists. I believe that you can find your soulmate for that few years that you're that person. But by the end of the few years, 5, 6, 7 years, your body has changed, your mind has changed, your mind has changed. All of the blood vessels in your body and the particles in your muscles have changed. Your hair, your skin, your eyes have changed. You are chemically a different person. Remember the Breaking Bad episode where they break down what chemicals make a human body? All of that doesn't really change, but the checks and balances of the chemicals have turned you into the only thing that remains is your image, and it has definitely changed. This guy won't look like this in 7 years. So, and we change. And this idea of a twin flame being stuck with you for 60 or 70 years while they watch every time you fail, watch every time you fart, watch every time you register some bad political opinion or something that they don't like or something, every time you cheat or every time you get fat or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not so sure that's normal. I'm not saying relationships should be really short. I'm saying I'm not so sure it's normal to do it your whole fucking life. I think we're actually meant to have like 5 to honestly like 7 lovers in our lifetime. I really do think so. So this twin flame thing, I think it's the MLM scam spout of a cursed robbery, or not robbery, but like a theft scam, And it sounds good, and we all want to believe that love is like that. But no, in the end, if you have love like that, men with flamethrowers, trust me, I've had it many times before, men with flamethrowers will show up when they realize how happy you are and how fleeting it's going to be. And everyone else, all the jealous people around you or all the people, they're going to be like, no, and they're gonna fucking throw like forks in the spokes. The more attractive you are, the more it's like this. The more forks in the spoke, in the fucking spokes there are, and the more people trying to trip you up, and it's just kind of fucked up. The more beautiful she is, the more problems you have. The whole thing is just rife with, like problems. And so I feel very blessed to have like 5 years where I was able to love the person. It went well. We talked to each other every day for 5 years and we're each other's best friends and stuff. But I'm ready to let that go if it means that men don't torch it and attack me with weapons and try to kill me or end my life and my relationship and threaten to kill her and all this. If that's where we're at, if my happiness, it takes people doing that kind of shit to stop it, why even engage in it in the first place? It's like that joke I always say it's like that joke I always say on the stream, right? Doctor, guy goes to the doctor and he says, doctor, it hurts when I do this, right? And this is the best takeaway from this stream that you can possibly get. What does the doctor say? Don't do that. So I go, doctor, it hurts when I throw my heart on the line and I love somebody and I build something over 2 to 5 years and I try to see it through all the darkness and everything and try to cradle that motherfucker like a baby, raise it as my own, that relationship that I need and I want and I love. And then some man with a flamethrower comes in and just burns it, sends you to jail, or you send him to jail, or you're both drug addicts, or she cheated, or you cheated, or something. I've never cheated, but I mean, like, I'm talking about like the royal you, like, something happens where you just lose that after 3 to 5 years, 7 years if you're lucky. And I look at it this time like I'm never ever putting myself in a situation where I can ever have a broken heart ever again. I don't like humanity enough to do it anymore. I used to really like humanity and want to be around them and learn things about them and be with them and stuff. Now I don't. Not after what happened, no. It's real PTSD. It's real and verifiable PTSD. If you've ever been like fucked up like that, like the loss of all of it. It's like losing an empire and a man tries to kill you and the love of your life leaves you and you get a divorce or whatever the fuck, and the love that you had before that is dead now, and one of your best friends is dead now, and you're lost, you know?
Aggro.
And I wake up in the morning thinking thoughts like this. I like to share. I like sharing. It's good. You know, I wake up in the morning, I think thoughts like this where, like, yeah, my resentment, while it's not good, it is very factually based.
Aggro.
It's the kind of thing you would see on a television show after somebody's family member got murdered or whatever. Yeah, the quest to put that motherfucker in jail is fucked up or whatever, but at least it gives you something to do after you lost the one that you loved or whatever. This is how I feel. Like my quest of avoiding it now is just, you know, it's like strong enough to keep me going. I don't want it. I don't want this anymore. And this was a cold, hard realization in my life. Cold, hard, like holy war and the mental stuff. Yeah, love is something that you won't see ever again. When my family dies, I won't ever see it again. And that's okay. But it's something that, you know, it makes you sort of bitter in a way where you're like, yeah, but why does it need to be that way? Oh, because humans are complete and utter garbage. That's why it needs to be that way. They need to be that way. They need to betray you or attack you or murder you or throw you in jail or steal your woman or whatever the fuck, or as if she was your property. Like whatever you want, however you want to view it, trust me, it's like that. And I think I wanna die the most like emotionally intelligent man who ever lived. And I want them to look back at me and realize that me shutting everybody out was actually really smart when you lived a life of a social butterfly. 40 years of bullshit with other humans because I was a social butterfly. 60 years without. 40, 60 is pretty good. They got me for 40 years of their 100-year lives or whatever, or their 60-year lives. They got me for a long time. But I'm done now with them. I'm done with them. I know it. I think about it all the fucking time. Yeah, twin flames. That's so far from my reality that I have to laugh at it now.
Shalia, two YouTubers in Michigan who run the organization Twin Flames Universe.
Yeah, turns out it was an MLM. Yeah, love is an MLM, kind of. It's a multi-level fucking marketing scam. It's...
In 2014, Jeff, a lifestyle blogger and guru in Hawaii who sold divine guidance through his website and videos, then flew to Arizona to meet Shalia, a spiritual photographer whom he'd met on Facebook, and he had a long-distance relationship with her.
And they had a John and Yoko. Yeah.
And together they started making YouTube videos about twin flames, relationships, spirituality, in general, and attracted tens of thousands of viewers, and they funneled those people into the rest of their business, charging hundreds or even thousands of dollars for extra content, courses, and even personal coaching sessions, all designed to help other people find their twin
I love
flames.
Drakes. They're so easy to kill.
You can get the everything package.
They hurt,
all
but...
their products. And for a fee, you can also attend classes on Google Hangouts 4 times a week, in which Twin Flame students share their relationship problems, and Jeff and Shalia offer their divine wisdom. The couple has also recruited some of their students.
It's like they're almost like Aphrodite worshippers, and all they want to do is spend their lives trying to learn about love. And while I think that is a noble pursuit, I don't know if it's very realistic. Specifically because of the 5-year or 7-year thing where, you know...
as well, and built out a whole business with sales, HR, and all the rest. Now with this, to be clear, the idea of Twin Flames long predates the organization of Twin Flames Universe. But when looking into this, it actually goes back at least as far as 1886, when a best-selling British romance novel reignited the family's interest in reincarnation. Even today, plenty of people believe in it who are totally connected to Twin Flames Universe. Like Megan Fox, for example, who said her twin flame connection with Machine Gun Kelly makes them like two halves of the same soul.
Oh my god, are you serious?
She firmly believes that she literally manifested
That
Twin
fucking
Form was
biter.
literally my exact business.
Yellow Wolf was
I
so
played
much
the
better than
universe
you.
since I was 4. I'm also 4 years older than him, so I think I made him, as well as whatever this is.
It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion.
Oh god, too much Botox, too much money, too much clothes, too much makeup, too much, far too much, way too much. You're up here at its near, gonna ease you down about like a mirror. You're up too much, you're up there too high, you're flying a little too close to the sun, you look a little too high. I don't know, just you're doing too much here.
For ritual purposes.
Not a good look.
Twin Flames universe is different, not just in the way that it monetized the concept, but also in its tightly controlled organization. With ex-members saying that students who demonstrate
Too much
obedience
cocaine.
are promoted to positions of power, whereas students who ask questions or try to establish boundaries are demoted, humiliated, or excommunicated. So pretty much everyone outside the group has accused it of being a cult, and as experts have pointed out, it has a lot of culty qualities. For example, Jeff firmly believes that he is the second coming of Christ.
They always do. They always do.
Then explaining that he is the father of Christ and Maria is the mother of Christ, and their daughter, whom they hadn't conceived when he said all this, would be the princess of all creation.
Oh,
So
did I put on my
Israel was
armor?
referred
Yes, I
to
did.
as the Master Christ,
yes, I did.
eternal ruler of all creations by God's loving
What's this
hand.
now?
And with this, when
Oh,
the
no.
Fair reporter asked him about all that,
Oh, God.
obviously a bit skeptical, he replied, Jesus got the same response when he was like, yo, I'm the son of God. I'm the Messiah. Look, my purpose is to enlighten the world, not to be gentle with it. Now, to you, to me, that may sound ridiculous, but for the people who are wrapped up in all this, it means that if they disobey Jeff, they're effectively
That was close.
disobeying God. And of course puts them in a bind because sometimes Jeff tells them to do things that are uncomfortable to say the least.
Yeah, it turns out that your twin flame guy was actually like a Charles Manson cult leader. Yeah.
He and Sheree
And there's that thing, right? There's that thing. Men with flamethrowers come in and ruin whatever it is that you build at the end of it. It might be this beautiful twin flame thing where everybody worships and researches love and tries to bring love and romance to a better place in the world, right? Nah, turns out the men with flamethrowers were actually cult leaders running this as a cult and believe that they're the second coming of Christ and they want to burn everything, burn all that love that you built. This is the thing. This is what you should expect. This is where it'll go. This is like men with flamethrowers. I think of humanity as men with flamethrowers will come in and burn it. You know, they will come in and they will burn it. They will come in and they will burn it. They always burn it. They will come in and they burn it. Trust me. Just like this cult leader, just like, you know, trust me, when people see that you're happy and in love, they will do something bad to you. Your family even. It doesn't matter. Didn't Garot used to... Is it mine? No, it's his. Yep.
Aggro. Aggro.
Oh. Oh no. They're dangerous, but I like them. I can see it going bad so quick, though. I can see this going bad so quick, though. So, I don't know. It's not like I have Cloak or some way, or Vanish or some way out of it. So, I'm just gonna maybe not do that. I got what I needed from them. Now I need Gore Tusks, which... Yeah, pretty much I'm in the place for that, really. It's like all southwest here. Yeah. I love this mod that shows you where the mobs are. That's what Blizzard should have done since day one, and this game would have been so much easier and better. A lot more like user-friendly. Bonk smash! Nope. my boars and rabbits and stuff.
Tell their students who their twin flame is. And if you're a straight woman discovering that your divinely selected soulmate for all eternity
Is a
another
woman.
that can be a bit of a
Yep.
shock, but not
Yep.
as much of a shock as finding out that your spirit is divine masculine, or in other words, you are transgender and you didn't know it. And that's exactly what happened to a Twin Flames universe member now named Gabe, who identified as a cis woman all of his life. Right? One day, two other members said they'd been speaking with Jeff and Shalia and had an important question. In your sex life, do you like to give or receive? And then through a lot of coaxing, coaching, and meditation, Gabe came to the conclusion that he was in fact a divine masculine. With him saying, I was guided perfectly through pointed, logical questions and meditation to the truth. And that as soon as I chose to surrender and claim that energy, there was an immediate shift. I felt more peace and calm than I ever had in my entire life. But then, one of Gabe's coaches revealed that they had channeled his twin flame, a fellow member and friend named Brianna. Straight. When Gabe called her to deliver the news, she bought it at first, but after only a day, she realized those were blocks to the divine. So Brianna flew to California to meet him, and Gabe changed his name, switched pronouns, cut his hair, and came out to his mother as trans. And now, at least 3 people, including Gabe, are taking hormones, and at least 5 women who resisted their conversion left the group. With one saying, I've been blocked by the group and everyone I knew in the group since I told them I did not accept being a divine masculine. So also, with this, critics fear that conservatives are going to take this group as proof that increased cultural acceptance and normalization of gender fluidity will turn otherwise cis people trans. But then you also have others countering, saying the only thing all this proves is that a literal cult is exerting intense social, financial, and psychological pressure and manipulation that can make some people believe their true self is a different gender. And that is way different than the self-initiated process of exploration and freedom that is necessary medical supervision that most trans people want. But then also, even for the twin flame couples who don't have to change their gender or sexuality, the entire structure of a divinely sanctioned relationship ordained by destiny creates other problems. For example, one woman told Vice her twin flame was physically abusive, yet she had to post smiling videos on YouTube describing the romantic adventures for Twin Flames universe. They're also adding that other women are stuck in risky situations living with partners they didn't choose. And she's not alone in that split between the awful reality of her private life and the rosy public image that Jeff and Shalia made her keep. For example, you had another woman trying to make money that quickly drained her bank account. That's because on top of the monthly coach license fee, she had to buy all the newest courses and products to keep in good standing with the group. And then after saying that all her funds were on hold on a Facebook Live in 2019, she was banned from telling other Twin Universe members about her financial problems. With Jeff and Shalia telling her that she was, quote, using poverty consciousness and that they wouldn't let her contaminate group meetings and forums with her struggles. So after that, she posted to everyone about her great job and tons of money. Meanwhile, she was back going bankrupt. So only leaving after Jeff suggested she was divine masculine and she didn't want to switch genders. And while some members' lives are ruined by this organization, others enter the group already traumatized, and ex-members say that it preys on that vulnerability. And doing that in blatant ways, like claiming that its healing modality dramatically reduces symptoms of PTSD and resolves childhood trauma, as well as sometimes claiming to cure cancer and other physical ailments, or at times doing it in more subtle ways, like promoting yourself up by the bootstraps philosophy that's vulgar, self-help. And one of the ways this plays out being the mirror exercise of twin flames universal practices, with that entailing identifying something your twin flame did that upset you, writing it down, and flipping the names and pronouns to redirect the blame towards yourself. So for example, my twin flame becomes I am ignoring myself. If your twin flame is just some random dude at the gym who has no idea what twin flames are, then interpreting his rejections as you rejecting yourself can lead to some awkward situations. Like with this one ex-member who told Vice that she was coached to ignore rejection and escalate contact with her twin flame even after he filed a restraining order against her. And that person adding that the group actually encouraged her to violate the court order, resulting in an arrest and ongoing legal issues. And then in a slightly different case, Ryan Gosling actually had to file a restraining order against her who adamantly insisted that she was his twin flame. But another story illustrates how that mirror exercise comes back in to reinforce this stalkery behavior, with one of the group's members complaining in its Facebook group about her twin flame's restraining order, to which another member responded, you put a restraining order on yourself. You made false statements. So why did you do that? With stories like these, it's not like the members never have doubts, but they're so isolated from anyone outside of the group that they never have anything to encourage. And that is deliberate, right? There are many reports of Twin Flames Universe pressuring its members to cut off contact with their families unless their family members support the group or send money, which again is a common cult tactic because it keeps the person dependent on the group and closes off external sources of feedback that they might get from family or friends. So in fact, the reality becomes molded and warped by the group. It's really only gotten easier to do since the pandemic, when people were isolated, scared, traumatized, everything was in flux and getting disrupted. Meanwhile, during lockdown, people were almost exclusively interfacing with the outside world through social media, which is how many new members found Twin Flames Universe, either through reading about the generic Twin Flames idea and then discovering the group that way, or by getting sucked down the rabbit hole of spirituality influencers, self-help content, and the health and wellness space more generally. Now, All of this said, with the negative media coverage that was kicked off by the recent Netflix series, Twin Flames Universe has issued a response. But, very notably, it doesn't really address any of the substantive claims against it. Right? Instead, they just deny any wrongdoing and say their members are free to engage with our resources as they see fit. So for the time being, it seems like Jeff and Shalia are just gonna keep on keeping on. And then, we've got football, basketball, hockey, concerts, theaters, and more. Tons of events happening for every mood, distraction, or taste in entertainment. And thanks to the sponsor of today's show, SeatGeek, you'll get $20 off using my code Phil for tickets. So get out there and treat yourself. You deserve it. And fantastically, for those who have actually used this offer in the past, I've also got you covered. Yeah, I've got a special offer for you as well. You use code DeFranco for $10 off any purchase. So whether you've bought once before or 100 times, DeFranco gets you $10 off your next SeatGeek purchase. And with over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. And with Drake announcing new show dates, you need SeatGeek. He's added new stops in South Florida, Ohio, and tons more. Like I always say, they're not just a sponsor. I've always used SeatGeek. Whether it be a last-minute date night, some comedies, some sports. Hell, I've used it for the Super Bowl. There's just so many things to see and to do, and I automatically just tap into my SeatGeek app, which is also why I love that SeatGeek wants to make sure that you're getting a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for the green dots. Green means good deal, red means bad. And every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and SeatGeek is the only site that lets you return your tickets ahead of the event with swaps. So remember, that is $20 off your first purchase with promo code Phil, and for returning SeatGeek buyers, that's $10 off using code DeFranco. Just make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. And then, so comedian Matt Rife is facing a ton of backlash right now. And this is over his new Netflix stand-up special titled Natural Selection. Also, if you're unfamiliar with Matt Rife, he's comedian who went super viral over on TikTok, getting a huge following for his crowd work videos. But his Netflix special has a lot of eyes on it now, not because of the crowd work, but because the joke he opened up with sparked a lot of controversy because it centers around domestic violence. Right? In it, he's making fun of the city of Baltimore and how the rest of the state of Maryland's really nice, but once you get to the city of Baltimore, people are making sure they lock their car doors. And then saying the only time he's been to the city, he went to a restaurant, he was greeted by a hostess with a black eye, and saying, a full black eye? It wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened. This is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. He also later joked that he was testing to see how loose the crowd was and started with a joke about domestic violence. You know, with that, you had a lot of people outraged, saying things like, domestic violence
Cancel. Cancel.
is a comedy show audience litmus test. And I hope the woman Matt Rife made the DV joke about is okay. He started off his special at her expense. I tend to even get mad here because I said, you know, he started off his career with a big female fan base. The women were a massive part of his TikTok success, finding his videos funny, some finding it attractive. You know, people saying things like, the way women catapulted Matt Rife into popularity, and the second he gets a comedy special on Netflix, he immediately betrays them with a joke about domestic violence. With this, people also noting that he's seemingly been trying to distance himself from this female association with a recently telling Variety that despite what you think about me online, I don't pander my career to women. I would argue this special is way more for guys. So some have also argued, I think Matt Rife's special is so bad because he's trying so hard to prove himself to other men to misogynist. He's desperate and sad. Though also, with this, people on TikTok saying, you know, there are ways that a male comedian can joke about a subject like domestic violence and it would actually be funny and well done. But they said with Matt,
the joke just wasn't good in itself, and it was kind of old and played out and not unique. It was like a joke that someone was on and said, I'm cool with that. It just felt like a bro standing on stage shitting on women and telling his other, like, trying to fit in with the other bros.
so with this, I was like, I haven't seen the special yet, so I can't give my opinion. Before this domestic violence stuff, really the only controversy or critiques I saw were people going like, oh wow, he's really way better at crowd work rather than actually telling a structured joke. But all that said, regarding the domestic violence backlash, Matt is seemingly not interested, but yet they have been blessing it on Instagram and saying, if you've ever been offended by a joke I've told, here is a link to his official apology, a link saying tap to solve your issue, and when you clicked it, it took you to a website selling special needs helmets. So the backlash just entered a whole new phase. With people saying things like, fuck you, Matt Rife, people with disabilities are your punchline after making a misogynistic DV joke. Be funny without being a gross human, or you're just not funny. As well as ableist and misogynistic, boy, really out here showing his whole ass. So of course, with this, you have people on his side as well, saying people are too easily offended, that they thought his response to the backlash was hilarious. You know, with all that said, I gotta pass the question off to you, because like I said, I haven't seen this special. So one, if you were one of his fans from TikTok and you watch the special, like, what are your thoughts on, like, that kind of jump and the quality? And also, two, what are your thoughts regarding the backlash and the controversy? And then, oh man, how many times have we said the sentence, people are pissed off at Piers Morgan right now? Because yeah, that's kind of a constant state of being for Piers Morgan. And this time, it appears to be connected to last night, him airing an interview with Andrew Tate on Talk TV. There being a mixture of people being pissed off that he gave Tate a platform, as well as like how he handled the interview. And that That said, for what it's worth, Piers did challenge him about some of his views. Right, one clip you have Piers reading out one of Tate's comments about how a woman shouldn't work because she should always be aiming on pleasing her husband or boyfriend. You had Piers saying,
I don't think you understand quite how that comes over. Because I think that is the purest definition of misogyny I've probably ever read.
Which honestly, when you have Mr. Lives to mock Meghan Markle calling you misogynistic, maybe you listen. That point aside, some people think that journalists with as big an audience as Piers Morgan shouldn't be giving Andrew Tate airtime. Writing things like, shame on you, Piers Morgan, for interviewing Andrew Tate and giving him yet another platform. It's a slap in the face for survivors, as well as just not interested in anything Andrew Tate has to say. Stop giving him the oxygen of publicity. The only people interested in him are brainless twits, Piers. You can be/do better than this. Some also not too pleased with the way that he handled Tate, thinking that he didn't push back enough against his shit, accusing him of letting Tate lie in writing. It's almost like you're complicit in his attempt to whitewash his image. All advertising revenue you made from this episode is dirty money with real victims behind it. Absolutely shameless, Piers. The least you could do is donate all proceeds from this episode to his victims. But with this, Piers has responded to some of the critiques, arguing that Tate has a big platform of his own, and that makes him newsworthy, right? Saying, part one of my interview with Andrew Tate has already been viewed over 3 million times on our YouTube channel in just 15 hours. Whatever you think of him, interest in him is huge. Then also discussing the backlash on Talk TV, saying,
It's an empty question, should you platform him? I mean, I think with these kind of characters, the more light you shine on them, the better, actually. The more you actually hold their feet to the fire a bit.
And for what it's worth, with all this, some people have also praised the interview, right? Thinking that he actually did a good job handling it all. With this story and the situation, I'd love to know, where do you stand on it? Because, it is this situation that we see come up time and time again with a number of people, or whether it be Andrew Tate, or there was that, white supremacist that was making all the podcast rounds. We, of course, months and months back also covered all the backlash CNN got for hosting Donald Trump. Though, of course, that got additional pushback because they essentially gave him home field advantage with an audience that loved him. But yeah, I guess in general, what are your thoughts here? And then we need to talk about the homelessness crisis in America, because as the situations escalate, so do the debates. This is something we actually saw firsthand in Portland, Maine, where the city council voted 6-3 to strike down a proposal that would have allowed homeless people to camp on public lands after a long and heated battle. Or specifically, the proposal would have ended the practice of sweeping encampments through the cold winter months until April, and allow those sites to stay on all public property. Prohibitions for certain locations like schools, playgrounds, and major public spaces such as City Hall. Right, that order was supported by lawmakers and advocates who oppose the efforts to clear out homeless camps that Portland has been engaging in for the last year, arguing that it's inhumane, traumatizing, and makes it harder to provide services to homeless folks. So on the other side, you have opponents arguing that encampments in public areas create safety concerns for communities, and the government should focus on housing people. But notably, many experts have also pushed back against that last part, saying that encampments actually make it easier for providers to access folks in need of housing because they're already in place. With all this, opinions on both sides are very, very passionate, with supporters and opponents holding protests ahead of the council meeting on the order yesterday. And after that, tons of people lined up to speak during public comment, which was incredibly heated and chaotic, continuing for hours, with council members actually now voting until after midnight. The chaos continued even after the vote, with one person even climbing onto the desk where some council members sat, laying down and refusing to move until she was forcibly escorted away by police. All in all, Portland is a very interesting flashpoint to look at in this whole crisis. Because while Maine actually still has one of the nation's lowest rates of homelessness, it has also seen one of the biggest increases in unhoused people over the last decade plus, with homelessness jumping 67% from 2007 to 2022, according to federal data. So while we often see homelessness talked about on the national scale in big states and their cities like LA, New York, and San Francisco, it is really important to also look at how it's impacting smaller places. And so with this, while we wait to see how all of it plays out, I'd love to know your thoughts, especially if you live in Maine or another small state where you're seeing homelessness maybe not necessarily being on the national radar. And then, on this show, we talk a lot about the bad going on in the world. No, our sponsor, View, won't solve the world's problems. It can help get the bad out of your bad habits. We all have bad habits, some good, some bad. View is designed specifically to help you kick the bad out of your bad habits and start a good one. Flavored air device with delicious flavors, peppermint, lemon, cinnamon, orange, vanilla, and more. Lynn enjoys the orange vanilla flavor. The Vigilary likes the blue with parts and magnets. It sounds just right enough to keep which helps with anxieties that come with taking the bad out of habits. So just breathing in naturally flavored air, no nasty chemicals or batteries involved. It feels premium all around, and you can even upgrade your barrel to genuine rosewood or olive wood for deluxe finish if you prefer. Or you can try the new Solano fume that comes with a softer onyx black-coated mouthpiece. So join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack. Just head to tryfum.com/DeFranco and use code DeFranco to save 20% off when you get that Journey Pack today until December 1st. That's tryfum.com/DeFranco and use code DeFranco to save an additional 20% off of your order today. And then, Republicans are now threatening a program that supplies essential food aid to millions of low-income moms and children. Because under the stopgap spending bill that was passed and signed last week, lawmakers failed to include extra funding for the special supplemental nutritional program for women, infants, infants and children, aka WIC. And unless Congress can agree to fund the program by January 19th, when funding expires, the 6.7 million low-income moms and young children who rely on the program for food, breastfeeding support, and other services will be in serious trouble. This would also notably mark a huge break from decades of precedent. Since the program was first enacted in the 1970s, it has become an essential part of the social safety net, and one that is generally secured by partisan support. I mean, even more so than other programs like food stamps. That makes sense because there's a pretty fucking bad look if one of the richest countries in the world can't provide basic food service for its most vulnerable women and children. Now, a key thing here is that Congress did agree to continue funding food stamps for 41 million Americans, as well as key food and agricultural programs under the stopgap spending bill. This because food stamps are part of the $500 billion farm bill, which is passed every 5 years, in which the stopgap extended until September. WIC is usually not funded under the farm bill. A move that actually, ironically enough, was meant to prevent essential aid for children getting tied up in other partisan battles surrounding farm bills, which are among the biggest and most challenging assignments that Congress is tasked with. And normally, Congress would just ensure that the government would keep feeding low-income moms and kids as they debated other spending matters. But this current batch of Republicans seem dead set on showing us over and over again that they do not care about precedent, or in cases like this, helping needy
Nope,
Americans.
they don't care. They don't
Not only
give a
did the
shit
GOP
about
refuse
that.
to extend funding for WIC beyond January 19th, many members of the GOP are literally pushing for more cuts to the program. And this is even the White House explicitly requested that Congress allocate an additional $1 billion in funding to cover rising WIC program costs. And so all of this is setting up yet another flashpoint in the spending showdown at a time when WIC is actually in desperate need of more funding. Because, WIC program costs have been rising in recent years as a result of increased enrollment since the pandemic and higher food prices driven by inflation. In fact, the program has become so strained that administrators in some states that have seen especially high enrollment have warned that until funding becomes available, some moms and children may be denied benefits or just put on wait lists. And existing benefits for people already enrolled in the program may shrink, with experts also saying that we could still see that happen even if Congress does extend WIC funding on January 19th, but they cut it or they keep it at previous levels. And so for now, we'll have to wait to see if Republicans are callous enough to actually let America's low-income women and children go hungry. And then, should activists be targeting famous art to draw attention to their causes? That is being debated following a recent attack on the Rokeby Venus at London's National Gallery. Right, two young activists from the group Just Stop Oil strolled up to the several hundred-year-old masterpiece and began smashing the protective glass with small emergency rescue hammers, with them then turning to the crowd gathered in the gallery and saying,
"Politics is failing us. Politics failed women in 1914. If millions will die due to new oil and gas licensing, millions. If we love history, if we love art, and if we love our families, we must just stop oil."
What they're referring to there is a previous act of activism-driven vandalism against this painting specifically. Back in 1914, the Rokeby Venus was the target of Mary Richardson, a suffragette furious about the arrest of a fellow activist, Emmeline Pankhurst, where she marched into the gallery with a meat cleaver and hacked at the painting, leaving 7 deep slashes on the back of Venus and saying, "I have tried to destroy the picture of the most beautiful woman in mythological history as a protest against the government for destroying Mrs. Pankhurst, who is the most beautiful character in modern history." Mary actually did such
Yeah.
the painting at the museum closed for 2 weeks to repair it, and she was given a 6-month prison sentence. However, when she got to prison, she staged a hunger strike and was released after a few weeks. And these, of course, are just 2 examples, one very recent and one very old, of times when activists have targeted a famous artwork as a way of drawing attention to their cause. And there have been countless groups fighting for countless different causes that have chosen masterworks as their targets to spread
Vandalism, as beautiful as a brick in a pig's face.
Climate activist group calling upon the UK government to stop licensing any new oil, gas, or coal projects. With some of their most well-known stunts, including throwing tomato soup at Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers in the London National Gallery, and gluing themselves to a wall while speaking about the value of art versus life. Also, another time, an activist glued his head to Johannes Vermeer's girl with the pearl earring and the hay, with another pouring soup on him. And another group from Just Stop Oil glued themselves to a copy of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, believed to have been painted by 2 of his painters at the Royal Academy of Art in London, and that after spray painting no new oil on the wall beneath the piece. So these protests have raised the question, is this an effective way to raise awareness or rally support for a cause? Really, there hasn't been a clear-cut answer, with even places like ABC discussing the matter with several experts, which included Elise Van Sustera, a general and forensic psychiatrist who has researched how climate change has affected the mental health of young people. She said that these activists are not trying to change the minds of climate change deniers, but to spur those already sympathetic to the cause to realize the severity of the problem and take action. She says that determining the efficacy of the protest is a simple math problem. What is the cost and benefit? With that, going on to say that because Just Stop Oil has broadly works protected by glass, the cost isn't very high, but the benefit and the attention is noteworthy. There's actually been experiments conducted by researchers regarding the methods
Expose is way better, I think.
support or actually commit the cause. One one set, researchers showed people descriptions of protests and measured their support for the protesters and separately the cause. While some read about moderate protests and marches, other participants read about more extreme or violent ones. And participants reported a lower level of emotional connection to the protesters who took part in more extreme action. But the effect on the support for the cause was mixed. Then another experiment took advantage of the negative framing qualification used while discussing the MMO incident. They found that the public support for a cause that demands of protesters isn't actually equal to their support for protesters themselves. Meaning there is some truth to the saying, I agree with your cause, but I don't like your methods. So ultimately, the answer to the question of, is this an effective protest, it comes down to the person actually viewing the protest. And there has been extensive discussion on both sides of the argument, especially following the tomato soup on sunflowers incident. In fact, the topic of art for protest was even discussed by a panel at the Art for Tomorrow conference, specifically following the demonstration. One of the speakers there was Claire Farrell, co-founder of the UK-based international protest group Extinction Rebellion, and she defended the protest, saying that it drew the necessary.
No, I don't want to pull those.
Some soup on some glass.
Oh my God!
Painting is the very least that people.
Why are you pulling 4 of them?
To bring alarm. However, some have also argued that actions of Just Stop Oil Makers are aimed at the people who actually deserve it. And leading that argument is Natural Museum, the Association of Art Museum Directors, saying in a statement, art crosses boundaries of time and place to underscore the creativity that people everywhere have expressed, and they represent our shared humanity. Attacking art for any purpose undermines those common bonds. Such protests are misdirected, and the ends do not justify the means. But according to Phoebe Porter, one of the activists involved in the potato soup display, the organization has also taken direct action against oil companies, not just painted. Phoebe saying in an interview with NPR, we climbed up on tankers to stop them moving. We formed blocks in front of oil depots so none of the tankers could come and leave. We had incredibly brave people dig tunnels under oil terminals so roads had to be closed off and staying in these tunnels for weeks sometimes. We went to petrol stations and smashed up petrol pumps and destroyed the machines that are destroying us. And the group made the decision to target the famous painting in order to grab attention. Phoebe saying, so our action in particular was a media grabbing action to get people talking, not just about what we did, but why we did it. And actually, to that end, they have been successful. There being countless headlines and op-eds and discussions online about the group and their form of protest. So with this being such a diverse issue, I gotta now ask the question up to you. Where do you stand on this?
And then let's talk about yesterday today. We take a look back at yesterday's show. We dive into those comments and see what y'all had to say. Started with the fact that y'all you're just praising me, saying things like that if Oceanville has a still reported episode of hostage trapped in a kidnapper's closet, stay strong, Phil. And Phil keeping the show going even with his prison sentence is incredible. You inspire us all. I love y'all sometimes, but you know, this is how road shows go. We shoot where we can. But then, as far as actual stories you guys are commenting on, there was definitely a lot on Colleen Ballinger. People saying things like Colleen is using minimizing language to try and hide from how truly disgusting her actions were. Others saying the reason that the comments under the video were very positive because she set the video's comment section to hold all comments for review, and claiming there's absolutely nothing in the 4,000 plus comments that's negative, which is ludicrous when we all know that even a video of a puppy and a kitten playing together will get someone posting something rude or mean under it. Then on Sam Altman at OpenAI, there are people saying congratulations to Microsoft for effectively acquiring OpenAI without actually acquiring OpenAI, as well as given the fact that almost every employee at OpenAI, as well as the president, seems to be on the side of the CEO Sam Altman instead of the board. I can't see how the reason for firing him could be anything else than nefarious. I know we have limited information right now, but I've never seen employees be so loyal to a CEO before. There was some conversation around are charitable hospitals actually charitable? And there we have people saying things like, another issue I see with nonprofit healthcare places, I work at one, is how disgustingly understaffed we are. Also something I think is bananas is that they ask us workers to donate things going into the company's donation status here in the next while, even though we're utilizing our own money to give to local charities. As well as regarding the nonprofit hospitals, as someone who works for and goes to one of the biggest in the country, this is a huge problem. We hear about people being denied care if they have any outstanding bills, even if they are incorrect. And we often have to go into the billing office for billing issues. The CEO has got a 27% raise last year, and yet our bus lines make traveling without a car impossible. We have almost no homeless shelters. There are schools citywide get scores 3 to 5 out of 10. They don't seem to put back into the community at all. But that is where today's daily dive into the news is going to end. Friendly reminder for more news you need to know, and for that secret video, I got you covered right here. You can click or tap to watch, or I got links in the description. And of course, as always, my name's Phil Franco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you right back here.
Aggro.
Okay, that was good. Doing pretty good there. We're gonna get a level off that. That was good. That was a good run.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So this is difficult, but we definitely want to address this.
Oh, the FPS has to talk about this. It's so sad. Scandal is always so horrible when the people around you have good reputations, at least as far as I know. Maybe they're all guilty of this stuff too. But I don't think these three people are guilty of this. I doubt it. And and it's sad when like for instance, you know what I always think of? You know who the most tragic figure in modern television and film is? It's Robin Wright. She was the lady who did Forrest Gump. And the reason that she is one of the most tragic figures in all of entertainment history is she hitched up to Kevin Spacey on House of Cards for 10 years. And towards season 5, there was the scandal where they all thought he was a rapist, which, by the way, has been dropped. That's all been dropped. And, oh, it's my spider, though. It's my spider, though. It's mine. And then he was exonerated on this, but it didn't matter. It still torched the show. Probably pissed him off. It probably pissed her off. She had to carry the rest of the show, which tanked immediately. I'm surprised it hasn't been. I think it has been canceled for many years now. It got canceled, I think. And I don't know. That's just sad. There's some I guess you know that there was some smoke where there was fire there, but I don't think Kevin Spacey was a career rapist. But that whole thing torched her career, whether she liked it or not. This is that men with flamethrowers thing. When you really love something like House of Cards and you put your life and soul into it or whatever. Like, trust me, men with flamethrowers will come and burn it, even if it's for no reason. And this is why I get scared to do stuff. God, that purple beam looks so cool. I want that purple beam. I like getting involved in their scuffles and adding damage to it because, yeah, because it's like it's free thrown. I get thrown skill and. It's just like, you know, helps them. It lights people up that I'm here and just all this stuff. I actually don't mind it. No, I don't want the pig. I want the spiders. Yeah, I don't want Link, though.
Aggro.
So tragically, they've got to exit one of their co-members. If they just made the FPS podcast, that'd be like if Steak and Eggs dissolved because there was some kind of fucking scandal with Tectone or whatever. I think they're scared of this, too. They're scared of some kind of Tectone scandal, so they're like, be on your best behavior. We'll sue you if you ruin your image, blah, blah, blah. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around with these gotcha kids screaming stupid shit. Don't fuck around, put our image at risk. They're probably threatening him every day, like, don't fuck around, you know? And that's, you know, yeah.
It's at the top of the episode. These are some words that we all worked on together, but I'll be reading it out, and I want to read it out because it's serious, and I don't want to get...
It looks like she's in bed.
This is something important. So, by now, you may have heard about a situation involving our co-host, Gerard, and his charity fundraising efforts. The situation was brought to light by 2 videos. One from
I wonder if this is about to be a big scandal in the fucking scene, and I think it might be, in the respect that, like, I believe that a lot of these rich and famous people are abusing their power to run a donation charity scam. And once you're out of the room with the person, what do they think? They don't think about it again. They just hand you the money. It's probably one of the best scams in the world. You walk out of the room after you convince the person to donate to your favorite charity of choice. The favorite charities being your own pocket, right? And then once you're out of that room, do they ever even think about it again? They just think, oh, well, the problem exists, and they're making steps to try and fix it, but nobody ever really, like, goes back and thinks about it too much, I don't think.
And the other from Mudahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamers. There's a lot of information.
I have 2 greater magic essences from that gray sword that I busted, and that's good.
About what occurred, how serious it is. For us, we don't want to rush to any judgment.
The spider meat was really bad. I shouldn't have sold it.
And he's a friend, so we want to give him the space to respond to this situation so that we can get his...
But I got a lot of money, so...
Also, so that he takes the...
I'm learning.
Steps. But certainly, we saw enough in those videos that it became clear to us that we really need to learn a lot more about this situation, and we really want to see that charity money go to where it needs to go. For that reason, we've asked Gerard to take a step back from the podcast, at least temporarily, so
wow.
he can provide his side of the story, present some more information, and most importantly, donate the money to an appropriate charity, because that needs to happen as soon as possible. Gerard agreed
that's canceling. That's canceled. I mean, he's been canceled. He was stealing money. I always wondered, I was like, of these 4 people, that guy did not fit in, but I didn't want to say anything because I thought it might be racist. I was like, yeah, the 4th guy doesn't look like he fits with the same caliber of people at all, and it's not because of the color of his skin. It's because, like, he looks like he comes from the dregs of the internet. These people look like they're from games media. All 3 of these people look like they're games media people to me. Jake Baldino especially. And like this guy did not look like that. He looked like he was from Reddit.
Taking a step back from the podcast would be the best course of action, and so that's what's going to happen. We really want to stress that we're not prejudging anything one way or the other, but we do feel as though there are questions that need to be answered. There are actions.
God damn it, I keep getting hurt by everything so bad. It's the poison, I think. Yeah, that poison is nasty. It's ticking for so much. Alright, I guess not. It's like 9 damage, but still. Or yeah, it's like 10 damage every tick. Yeah, it's a lot, actually. It never occurred to me that running out of food is actually really dangerous, because if you can't mitigate the dot and you're out of potions and you can't eat, what then? I'm out too. I'm out of food. Like I should go back. No. Here's Dalaran Sharp. That's enough to keep going. There we go. That's okay. That's enough to keep going. I want this spider meat and it's not fucking dropping. It's so annoying. Maybe I should just go buy it. I mean, I got money. I got the money that I sold the spider meat for. I mean, I'm out of money. Never mind.
Happens, we think it's best that Gerard focuses exclusively on that stuff rather than being on a podcast. We're not going to talk about it anymore, either here on the podcast or anywhere else, because it really wouldn't be appropriate. So we're going to let that broader process play out, and for now, we're going to get on with the rest of the show. We're obviously affected by this situation, but we know you guys tune in for a good time and to hear some lighthearted bants about video games. So that's what we're going to try and give you. On with the show.
These poor people didn't deserve this kind of scandal.
I watched... Yeah, absolutely. Growing up in a house of 5 boys, I had lots of Barbies in the house, for sure.
I can admit that when I was a kid, there was a Ken doll that came out that was called Shaving Fun Ken.
Oh, I remember
Where
this. Yeah.
his face would like color change. You could shave him in and then like a 5 o'clock shadow and the color change. And I thought that was the coolest thing because I wanted that toy because I wanted to give him a gun. And so you could be like a hardened soldier where you're out in the field and then you have to shave.
Our American podcast member. I found this wholesome thing. Let's give it a gun.
Let's give it a gun.
It's like a G.I. Joe, okay? Like I did like some swapping.
He's got good physicality for G.I. Joe. I see it.
Just a G.I. Joe with like perfectly coiffed hair, which, you know what?
Hey.
I get it.
Was he in the Barbie movie?
No, he was. I was waiting for a cameo.
5 o'clock shadow, Ken.
Shaving Fun Ken. Yeah.
Right. No. I actually watched that Barbie movie for the first time just last night. So, and I liked it. I liked it. My favorite scene was when Ken discovers the patriarchy. There's like shots of Reagan and Clinton golf.
Yeah. Fuck that shit. Nope.
Three dudes are talking and then
yeah.
a woman comes over.
You guys look like such FA blanks. I'm sorry, but every time I see that shit on your walls about like golfing and shit like that, I'm like, FA blank. I'm sorry, but yeah. And I'll only say that about straight men on the straight men vibe. I'm sorry, but the FA blankiest thing I've ever seen is straight men.
And the man's like knocking on Margaret. Brian Gosling's like, you know?
Yeah.
So that was a good time.
I could have watched a whole lot about him, just a Ken movie.
Yes,
yeah.
Totally. Actually, because at the beginning of the movie, I was like, Ryan Gosling, he's okay. He's not doing much in this. Like everyone's like, but then at the end, I was like, yeah, it's a perfect role. He's actually really funny. Yeah, I was very late. I prioritized Oppenheimer as in the Barbenheimer equation.
You were correct too. It's the better movie.
I mean, it's it's got its problems, but
yeah, I mean, I watched both on the same day.
Okay.
And I enjoyed Oppenheimer more as a fan of cinema, but I had more fun with Barbie.
Of course.
Which makes me sound like the biggest twat in the world. I'm well aware, but
you don't like a 3-hour anxiety attack of a film? Like
no, I do love that. That's the thing. That's why Hereditary is one of my favorite movies.
Hereditary?
I really want to get
what's Hereditary?
Jumpers that he's wearing that just says I am Kenough, right? But it's all colourful, and I realised that I never wear a shade more bright than like this shirt, so it just really looks very odd to me.
Just do a black tee with white lettering version.
Gabriel Byrne.
It's definitely out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, everyone, welcome to which Barbies and Ken would we be? Gamer Barbie. I get Game Dev Barbie exists. Game Dev Barbie exists. I remember that one. Welcome to another.
Does she?
She does. Bright red hair. I'm pretty sure she's got a checkered shirt. Like a laptop.
I don't want.
Oh my God.
A few years ago.
Wow. All right.
I would be mid. Ken.
I don't know about that.
That would be my
mid Ken.
Yeah.
Mid Ken.
What? Look at your hair, man. There's no way that anyone with that hair can be called mid Ken. Come on, that's not fair.
Exactly.
You're selling yourself right there.
DeLorean Ken.
Ooh, that is a sick angle, actually. Tired Ken, for sure. Tired Ken. There's a Ken that's like a 1980s obsessed Ken, you know, and he's just into like retro gear and garb. I reckon I would buy that Ken. I'll buy that Ken. He just has all these ironic accessories. He's got like the hoverboard from Back to the Future 2. He's got an Auto 9 from RoboCop.
And a pager.
He's got and a page. Yeah, and a page.
Or no, a cell phone in a bag.
My parents used to have that.
Oh my God.
Lucy, are you? I have a question because I know you're
I'm in the northeast, everyone.
Yeah. You're home. Are you in your childhood bedroom? Because the pillow's given that vibe.
Okay, well, it's not my childhood bedroom. My mom didn't move here until I was 20-something, like early 20s. This was, she moved in with my stepdad, and so I got the attic room. And when I moved to America, all of my gaming stuff is in here. So, like, behind me, there's a Diva print from Overwatch that I've hung up, and I've got, like, a bunch of gaming stuff over there, like, all my old games. I have a corner over there, which, it's going to be a factor move it. But I have basically like a
I can't wait to finish this out. I'm going to finish out dual wield specialization in 8 levels, which will put me at 25. At level 25, I'm just going to get out of this chart. I don't know. I like endurance. That's pretty good because it knocks the abilities down to 3.5 minutes as opposed to 5. But I mean, I want to put the rest of the points in the sin chart all the way to cold blood. I want to reach cold blood and improve kidney shot because kidney shot's so good. Yep. And lethality, all this stuff. I like this chart more than... I mean, no, I need sub. But I really want this improved exposed armor. I really want it. But you have to put 12 points in the chart, which is just... I can't do that. I need MOD. Yep. I need MOD. I'll have to buy opportunity first. No. I mean, I guess I go MOD first. I go MOD... Yep, and camouflage. Sleight of hand's pretty nice. The initiative's really nice. Improved ambush is really nice. But improved sap is pretty much later on. If you can't sap and open... you can't do anything. You need to be able to say, like, where there's two humanoid mobs, you need improved sap. So, like, and I'm kind of premature even thinking about this, but serrated blades is pretty nice. Rupture is really good. Like, rupture is super good. Hemorrhage, hemo, could go hemo. I want to go hemo. Prep is pretty fun. I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah, maybe instead of going to cold blood, I'll go prep. I mean, I don't know. I have to finish out the combat chart, but I do want to put points in MOD. Pretty much the minute that I reach dual wield specialization in its entirety, I will switch over here and I will do MOD camouflage. MOD camouflage. Elusiveness and sleight of hand. And yeah, and then I mean, but I've got to buy into improved sap, which requires 18 points in the chart. I pretty much have to choose here. I like combat. What all do you get? It's 50 points. It's 50 points. So you can do 31-19, I guess. Which would reach, yeah, which definitely would reach improved sap, yeah, and that's and even hemo, I think, yeah, even hemo. So or prep. Honestly, prep is better than hemo. I'd rather have prep than hemo. It will go to prep. We'll never get prem. I don't like premeditation actually, but prep. I would like to go to prep, but that will require. No, see, I won't reach prep. But setup super good. That gives you a 50% chance. Essentially, it's like 45% chance to get a combo point every time that you dodge or fully resist one of their spells, which is kind of crazy. There's a lot here, but I mean, yeah, I really need Adrenaline Rush Blade Flurry, or I can't handle the... Like, I guess I'll go the combat route. There's a lot of really nice things here. Blade Flurry, right? Blade Flurry isn't bad. But without Adrenaline Rush, it's not very useful. Like, I don't need to buy it right away. Sword Specialization would be really good, and just go full-blown sword rogue. Yeah. I think probably, yeah, right after dual wield, I'll go sword specialization and buy down to, yep, aggression, and then adrenaline rush, and then finish out blade flurry for the rest of the chart. Yep, we'll go right down this vein right here. That's my style. Lightning reflexes, precision, dual wield, sword specialization, aggression, and finally adrenaline rush at, that's level 40. We'll get vanish and adrenaline rush at the same time. Yeah, I'm just thinking about my future, you know. I'm going combat, but there's things that I need. Like I need improved sap. I need it. Like I need improved sap. I can't do my work without it. So most times you like I think it's only 90% chance. So every once in a while when you sap, it'll still expose you. But I mean, most of the time you get the, and then you got to sprint if it's resisted. But improved sap is so fucking good. I don't know. Serrated blades is super good with rupture and all that. Adrenaline rush is so fucking good. Thistle tease and all this. There's a lot of rogue stuff to play it well. And I used to really mess around with it a lot, but I haven't really thought about it lately. But I do like rogue. I really do. I think it's like my top 3 favorite classes. It'd be priest, hunter, or rogue. And right now, rogue is my favorite. For 13 years, I was a priest, and then for 5 years, I was a hunter. I could see being a rogue for like 5 years now because it's so fun. It's got faceted gameplay. It even sometimes moves on to the next mob. Its gameplay sometimes exists past the death of the mob. It's actually really fucking good.
Aggro.
When you get rupture, it gets so much better. I'm learning to just expose up front because I feel like it's more direct damage, and then wait for the slice and dice. Because yeah, look, yeah, reduce armor makes this lull, and I think I want to go down points into sin. I don't know. Sin is nice, but the reduced, I forgot that you get reduced armor stuff in yeah, there's a lot of points I must spend here. Critical strike with daggers, but I mean I want sword specialization. Yeah. And I'll go swords, and fuck it, I like combat. I don't care. I'm not scared of it.
Aggro.
There's stuff in the subtlety chart that you pretty much need. But I mean, that's true of all 3 specs. Sub is required for like all 3 specs. You pretty much need like 13 points in or whatever it is. It's like, I think it's like 14 points into sub if you really want to live. There's stuff that you need. And it annoys me. I'd like to get away with it and try going, you know, combat sin. Because there's like stuff in the sin chart that's really attractive to me, like improved expose armor. I could do, it's 50 points. I could do 10 points into, no, it would have to be 12 points into expose, and that would leave me 8 more points to do MOD. Yeah, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I need to reach. Like, I don't know if I, like I guess it is sub. I'll have to put all my points into sub. But I'm going, I'm going combat until I reach the end of dual wield specialization. I don't know. Sword spec's super good too, though. Sword spec's super good too, though. I don't know. Maybe I just go all the way into the combat chart, I guess. Mainly, I should just not die. I'm making plans for the future, but that gives me a lot more of an incentive to not die. I get a little bit more, you know, absorbed in it. I'm tempted to switch out slice and dice for exposed armor because I think it's giving me a lot more throughput. Like if you have like a 3-point expose on somebody, that's gonna fuck them up. That's so much less armor that they have, even the mobs. Like here, I'll try to pull like a 3-point here. Like I open gouge, right? Yep. And then I come back and I like run back and I open ranged again. and then I dump my 2 points, and then I expose, right? Look how fast he dies. Way faster than Slice and Dice, in my opinion. Yeah, he dies quick and reliable. When the armor's gone, you just, like, torch them. So, I don't know. I don't know. I've been running Slice and Dice, but I don't think that's right. Actually, I don't know. It's hard. But I want expose. And I'll put Slice and Dice on 5 because I'm so used to it being on 5. And we'll try to work with expose here, like 3, yeah, like level 3 exposes.
Aggro.
Yeah, we could go expose, right? And that's a pretty good opening. It just melts them. Like a 3-point expose is actually the throughput that I've been looking for, I think, yeah. And I'm just gonna play this rogue how I want to play it. I don't care. Because there's like stuff like some of this just taking too long to die. I think it's because the expose doesn't go up. I'd rather miss on the expose working towards the Slice and Dice than having the Slice and Dice and working towards an expose, because the expose has more throughput than the Slice and Dice does. I think. I mean, I don't really know, but some of them are squishy anyways. Right, and there we go. Oop, he dodged the gouge, which is annoying. So get a 2-pointer up. Expose, right? Yep. And when the reliable expose goes up, their health bar just starts melting. Yep. And people say Slice and Dice, but I don't think so. I think it's actually expose. I'm out of health, and that is very bad. I better give it up. Hey, I pulled another 2-hander. This one without the right stats, so I'm gonna just come on, something good. 2 strange dust, I guess, is okay. Yeah, that's all right. All right, so let's go back. Doing pretty good. Got a level so far. Feel pretty good about that. I haven't been fishing or mining, but that's okay. We'll go out and do that. But next, we gotta get her on the road to the flight path. Gotta look at the quests again. We have a complete one in Dumb Motor. I'm not going there. Gotta go to Lakeshore. Got 2 turn-ins in Lakeshore, and that's gonna be pretty good. They're both high-level ones. They're gonna be the level, and then I'm gonna go spend. Well, no. Yeah, I might have money. And then I go and I see how much training is. I'm gonna have some money here. Yes, some money there. Like not much, like 5 silver or something like that. The leather, if it sells fast, will be money, but I might have to go just grind until I can afford training. This is the highest I've ever been, by the way. Absolutely. At level 18 is the highest I've been, and I'm about to ding. I got it. Human was better. Nelf is good, but Nelf doesn't give you anything. Human does. And I'm glad. I'm not glad that I died, but I'm glad that the death provided an opportunity to get better, because I feel like I have a better race now with sword specialization. We will go combat, and we have a little bit more skill in swords than most rogues do. And we'll go sword specialization and combat, and close it out sub. And you know, I really want to expose. I want to expose so bad. I kind of want to put 12 points in through to expose armor. Oh my god, that would just make me so much stronger. And then put the other whatever it is, 8 points into MOD. Elusiveness, because that's super fucking good. Yeah, MOD, elusiveness, and 1 point into camouflage. I don't know. Look at all these free skins on the ground. No, I should just put it all into sub because sub's good. It's got good shit. That backstab stuff is good. 20% to backstab is so strong because you just go gouge, backstab, gouge, backstab. And both of them give you points and they both really hurt. And you just keep running backstabs at like a higher damage for less cost. And sub is good. Sub's great for combat.
Be careful. Thanks. These will get me out of
Blackwell boots with 4 stamina on them, no good. Leather gloves with a agility upgrade, not bad, not bad.
As if the attacking orcs weren't enough. Now I have gnoll brutes and mystics prowling along the ridge.
Nice agility upgrade. I didn't see it coming. That's a very good thing.
If you can get rid of those gnolls, my horses and I would be very grateful.
Your horses are not grateful of anything.
Hey there.
They're probably grateful for life and food. But I don't know about like you. Yeah, I got 17 silver. That's gonna be some training. Let's go see what's in the mailbox, because it's probably not much. Might have really screwed myself here and not left myself with enough money. Might have to grind until I make sales, which is... No, never mind. Maybe we're okay. We're better. We're better than we were, but still not enough, probably. Which sucks. But I'll be able to get what I want, I think. Oh, I need fucking bracers. Alright, get me out of here. I don't know. Maybe I should just go with Sin for expose. Yeah, just go put 31 points and then 31-19 and put 19 points into Sin, and I would get improved expose as well as the improved poisons, which would and maybe even the kidney, I think. 15. Nope, no kidney, but definitely improved expose. Right, and I could stack deadly crippling and do improved poisons. There's a lot of really interesting things I could do, but the problem is MOD is like pretty much necessary. It's like necessary. You can't really get around without it. It's like now 19 points in this chart is super good. Crit hit mitigation is super good, but yeah, camouflage and MOD and 9 points into initiative. Ambush, garrote, or cheap shot, right to add an additional combo point. Yeah, initiative's super good, but it's not very reliable. But setup would be good. Setup would be super good. And improve sap. Yep. Oh, look. Serrated blades. It's weird that the serrated blades is in the subchart because it should be in Sin. But yeah, I think serrated blades is it. And hemo. Hemo combat hemo would be really fucking good. I think I am gonna just run combat sub. It sucks. I want the improved exposed, but I get a better version of it here in serrated blades, which not better, but definitely like a compromise.
There's a sizable force of gnolls in camp.
There's the ding.
What you tell me, they are tough ones. It must not have been
another point of
easy for you to
precision.
gather this intelligence.
That's good.
Here you are, adventurer. We are grateful for your aid, and if you haven't already done so, speak with
that was some
Marshal
silver
Barris and
too.
Magistrate Solomon within Lakeshire. Our situation grows ever more desperate. Those two will have
Yes,
need
it
of you,
does.
I'm sure.
Yes, it does. All right, so then we fly out and we go get training. Yeah.
Like under a window in the attic, and I have like I have like an original copy of Grand Theft Auto, and like all that stuff is over there.
Nice.
And I've got my record player again, a twat. Yeah, and you'll
You're like
notice
a
that I
lo-fi
sound.
beats corner.
I basically do. I also sound way
Yeah.
more British since I'm back, as
She's
you'll
back.
notice. I'm back,
Oi,
baby.
oi, governor.
Oi, mate.
Don't,
No.
Jake, your accents, man. They're just. We need a Jake accents recording special where he just gets up and does really bad British and Australian accents.
But
for
one of these
15
days
minutes
he's just gonna
and
come out with, and
crushes.
it's flawless.
I'm
And
getting.
we
That's
will be
true.
the fools.
I'm getting
That's
like
right.
a lot of. So.
I'm gonna go
do
pee
you-
while I fly.
I apologize. Do you both say bloke, or is
Yeah.
bloke
Bloke,
Australian?
yeah,
No.
no, British says bloke.
It's British.
But I mean, I
we don't
would
really have
say-
any uniquely Australian words. Our thing is
Except for
more
no.
like,
No.
except for nah. Our thing is more abbreviations. Like we don't say
Yeah.
pregnant. We say like preggers, for example.
We say preggers, but we don't say arvo. You say arvo.
Arvo's ours. That's right.
Arvo's ours.
Service station, servo.
Yeah, we don't say
Bottle, liquor store, bottle-o. You know, like, really just take any word, just say the beginning part of it, add O to the end. That's probably
I like that.
a huge portion of our speech. So that's it.
I'm trying to think if we do. We have like, we don't say bloke as much. We say geezer, and sometimes you'll shorten that to geese. You know, like another
You
day
guys,
in the
you guys
life
ever
of a
rock with?
Brexit
You guys ever rock
geezer.
with like putz or schmuck?
Nah, these aren't ours.
No.
These aren't ours.
You guys should
Schmuck
start using
is.
those. They're good.
I mean, they're good words. Don't get me wrong. They're just not part
Yeah.
of our vernacular.
I mean, it
Same
could
as
be.
visiting.
Yeah, bring it there. Export it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Well, hang on, we'll try and get them in this episode of the podcast. So, hi everyone. I'm here with these two schmucks on this week's episode of
Hey.
Friends.
Nice.
I'm Lucy, joined by Jake and Ralph. Truly an international podcast. We've got someone, you know, the Americas, the UK,
Yep.
and
There's
Australia.
a lot of time zones here.
Yeah,
Lots
this
of
is an interesting time zone combination, let's just say.
You might
But
notice that I'm more awake for this episode.
and you'll notice that I'm sleepier. And Ralph's fine.
Still middle of the day for me, baby. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. It's perfect. I love it.
Big week in gaming this week because the Game Awards nominations have been announced. Some piss has been boiled, which is a phrase that I love saying. And every time I
Sure.
say it, I love watching Jake's face because he is physically repulsive.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind.
I just
We
think of
offer
the
financial
smell,
accounts
the
and
stench
safety
of
deposit
piss.
boxes for valuable
You know,
items.
like,
Do you already
on,
have an
on
account
the stove,
with us, ma'am?
Like on a cooktop, just boiling, and
That's right.
with no ventilation, so it's just humidity, but it's like piss humidity.
Totally.
People are
The
gross.
windows are
Yeah.
steaming up
But
from all the piss boiling. That's right.
Do you salt the piss, like, or no? It depends on what family, you know.
Depends. Is it your nonna's recipe for boiled piss? Oh, God.
Oh God.
Anyway.
There's a lot to get through. We're not gonna go through. I think we did this last year. We went through every category, and we're not gonna do that. There's definitely some trends to talk about, some capital D discourse to talk about. I think the main one that I think we should start off with is a lot of Jeff has been getting a lot of flack for not addressing the kind of state of the industry, all the layoffs. Like even this week, you know, Congregate, Amazon, Humble, 505
Digital
parent
Extremes.
company, yeah, and Digital Extremes too. It's like we're at the point now where Jeff has to say something, right? Do you
Does
think
he though?
will?
I don't know. I don't know if he does have to personally. I mean, I think it's necessary for him when it became clear that there was issues of widespread harassment in the industry.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely incumbent upon him to use his platform to speak out against those things, and he did in a way. But I think when it comes to this stuff, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. And you know, I speak about it every single week in my show for
Yeah.
sure. But at the same time, for an award show to talk about it, I think that is different because
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I
It
mean,
doesn't-
like, if you get to the stage where, Destiny 2 community
Sure.
team was nominated for the best community support, that team's been basically decimated. And you know,
Totally.
because, like, fan vote stuff, like, everyone's gonna obviously vote for Bungie, and, like,
Oh, not
do you
necessarily.
think
There's
there'll
only
be
a
a
certain
weird
number of.
dissonance, though? Like,
again, I think
Because
there
it's a
will be a
celebration of
distance.
the stuff that's come out, and it feels weird.
Totally.
I don't know.
I think that reality is being talked about, and I think by us, for example, and by other people, and I think that certainly awareness that will be elevated when it comes to nominating a team who has just been, a lot of them have been sacked. But I don't know. I just think Jeff coming out there and talking. I don't know. I don't know what could he say. What could he say? He's it's very sad to see so many job losses in the industry this year. I don't know. It is sad.
It is sad.
Absolutely, for sure.
I think there is power in, I don't know, it just bringing it up briefly will kind of help people realize that a lot of people work on games the same. But the thing is other don't really.
Well, that's good. I wish I had money though.
Equally.
Oh, I guess it is instant when they buy it. Oh, okay.
Hey,
well, there we go. Well, shit. Now I've got to go back to the damn mailbox.
People to make that movie and work really hard. I think that's good for education of the overall creation of the product.
I was gonna say it's different from the Oscars because the Oscars make they always get a comedian to host it and they kind of joke around things. I guess the only serious thing I would say comparable would be the in memoriam segment, right? Where it's that's the only time that it's very reflective.
Jeff's gotta start telling jokes. Look, that's the only way to slip it in is through a joke. He's gotta start telling jokes.
Jeff's gotta have a tight five at the beginning of the show.
It does. No, I think you partly convinced me, I guess. If Jeff were to get up there and just sort of say it is sad to see, how much of the industry is no longer there this year in terms of job losses, how much it's shrunk, how many people have been affected by layoffs. It's disappointing. I mean, I don't think he has to say
Oh no, the
that.
money's not
Right.
instant,
I
no.
think he did say that. It is
But that's
such a
okay.
moment that does draw awareness to the fact that we've had a really fantastic year for games output. Games this year have been remarkable. This is one of the best years of video games that we've ever had, full stop, in history of this medium. But at the same time, it's come at tremendous cost to developers and to, their livelihoods when this industry has shrunk considerably. And you're right, I think it would make sense for him to, if he were to do that, I could see that working.
I know it can educate some people about a lot of people work on games and people got laid off, but I still does that move a needle? I worry about things just being performative, and
true.
Just saying it just because some people want it to be said, I don't know.
That's the same. It's the same with us though. When we talk about it, doesn't move the needle per se, but I think talking about it matters in some contexts. And so
You look like the type I should watch my coin purse around. Something I can help you with.
It's not just the game industry.
26 silver and gouge rank 2.
Following it in the United States that maybe someone kicking back watching the Game Awards would be oh shit, other people get fired too.
I don't need either of
Now that I say
these.
it out loud, that sounds like a bummer too. I don't really think that helps
No,
anything.
I mean I think there's a way to do it where you are not. I don't know. I think celebrating people's hard work is a way of kind of addressing it in a way that is in line with an award show, making sure that people got recognition because devs pour their lives into projects for years at a time, and then to get unceremoniously let go, it would be nice for a platform like the Game Awards to, and like I say, not bang on about it and not to be performative, but I think the heart and soul of Game Awards is to celebrate gaming, and I think that's a way to do it that kind of make the people who say that Jeff needs to say something, everyone's kind of getting something. I don't know.
I would say, just personal final view, I would say I don't think he has to say something, but I also agree with you that if he did say something and he found the right words, that it would be a good moment to raise awareness for something that is going on in this industry, parallel to all the success that we've seen. We've also seen a lot of people lose their jobs and that sucks.
So that was obviously one of the big pieces of discourse. I think the other one, I'm not trying to frame it as discourse, because I think generally this is a very interesting conversation when it comes to the categories themselves. In particular, one that got a lot of attention. I haven't watched the bit on Kind of Funny yet, but I did see Greg tweeting about it, that they'd had an argument about it, which I hate it when my gaming dads fight. But the nominations for indie game, because Dave the Diver was nominated, but Baldur's Gate was not. Hi Ralph,
Yeah,
what's going on here, by the way? You are just like
I'm trying to
smooching
zoom my
this
camera. Oh, I'm not. I'm trying to get my camera to. There it is. Work finally. Come on, camera. Don't let me down.
I was like,
So
looking at the worksheet
like the
in
Alan
the
Wake
corner
cat
of my eye.
cameo. Yeah. Look, I mean, it's like it just look. This whole I definitely have seen a lot of discussion about indie games. So the indie game. What do you call it?
The indie game
nominations
category.
for the year
What we got?
is Cocoon.
Oh no,
Data
that's,
Diver.
that's debut. Oh no. Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, best indie game.
There's
Yep.
debut indie game and indie game, which I didn't realize.
There is, yeah. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. Okay, so all of these games are published.
Where is it
by...
you would like to go last? For
Okay,
just a few
the only
coin,
one
my
that is
griffins
actually
can get ye there
self-published
faster
and
than even
true
the
indie game is
swiftest
Sea of
horse.
Stars, okay?
These great
rest of them
beasts
are all
know
under
paths
the
that you can't find
Cocoon
on
is
foot.
Annapurna,
They'll get you there
Dave the Diver
fast
is
and
Meat
maybe
Rocket,
show
which
you
apparently
something
is
new
owned
at
by
the
Nexon,
same time.
Dredge is Team 17, and Viewfinder is Thunderful Publishing, right? This discussion about whether the term indie should mean a truly independently published game, I think it does matter in part. I do think that, because I think it is a big thing for a studio to not only make a game on their own, but bring it to market on their own. Like, that's a big thing for them to accomplish. And so I do think there is some benefit in protecting the meaning of that category, for sure, you know? But then at the same time, you then get Baldur's Gate that falls into that category. Or previously before this, Bungie would have fallen into that category when they were publishing Destiny.
Is there like a cutoff?
City Project Red.
Yeah.
You know, with whatever independent studio. So I think I don't know what the phrasing needs to be, but I do agree that there should be a category for truly independently self-published games. I do believe there should be another category for smaller titles that aren't AAA games, that aren't swinging to sell a billion copies, that are made on smaller budgets. I have no idea what the phrasing or title that is, but we all know what that feels like. That list of games there, they all fit into that list of games. Like, that all feels right in terms of what that category is, but it's not labeled correctly in a strict sense. So I think it's a worthy discussion to have, for sure.
What's that old I can't describe to you what porn is, but I know it if I see it. You know, that kind of feel.
I don't know anything about that, Lucy. I've never heard that before.
Never heard that.
No idea.
I can't remember what that was from, but yeah, it's also like it's also kind of the most video games discussion ever that we're debating indie versus independent. Really.
Actually.
Oh my god, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
But
No, but that actually, in some way, that actually kind of, in a weird way, works.
Yeah.
Because, like, indie is a label now that we apply to these smaller titles from independents or smaller labels or whatever, and it's like, it feels that. And then if it's truly independent, yeah, you're right, it is a ridiculous conversation, don't get me wrong, but I can actually feel like that is actually making some progress in figuring out some verbiage around this, for sure.
Yeah. Like, indie to me evokes the feelings of being, you know, 2011 and seeing Super Meat Boy and Fairs and everything. Independent to me is like a cut above something that is whatever. So it's kind of weird, but also kind of, I wonder if there are better terms, but I don't think there are, because at the same time, from the outside looking in, like, we capital G gamers, like, we can tell you the difference between AA, AAA, and now I guess quadruple A is coming into play. But like, trying to explain that to an outside audience, where it's like, hey, you guys name your game categories after battery sizes.
Shut up.
It's like Succession. You are deeply unserious people.
We definitely are, though. Let's be real. Let's own that. So, but I would say, look, that aside, that discussion aside, I do think these indie game nominations are really good nominations.
Good stuff.
You know, because I've played
a great year for indies, man.
most of these to some degree. I've just started playing Cocoon, actually, and it's fantastic.
Is it great?
It's really good. Dave the Diver I played through, loved it. Dredge as well, loved it. Sea of Stars I've only just seen. I haven't actually played that one, sorry. I've only just kind of seen big chunks of gameplay. And Viewfinder I played as well, I absolutely loved it. So those are some great picks for indie game, for sure. So they did well with that category.
It's been such a great year for indies, man. Like, indies, independents.
It's done well, even though this year's been a massive year for AAA and big titles.
I sold my Gortus now. Damn it.
Come through and bubble up to the surface.
Maybe I'll go take those off
Yeah.
market.
Absolutely, I agree.
Like being able to, I think, break through the noise of this year more than ever is something to massively be applauded for. And like, you know, Sea of Stars, for example, hearing their numbers, for example, when they looked like they weren't going to hit that, they smashed it. Like I was talking to, because I'm back home, I'm talking to friends who are kind of like, they dabble in games. They're not really